Welcome back. We're back for another trade recap. So today is the 10th of June 2026, and we took another loss today, $1,689. It's getting difficult. It's getting really difficult, and it's been a tough week and a half. Week has put so much progress into everything the past couple months, and this past 2 weeks has just been so against me. Well, it's easy to think of it like that. It's not the way it is, but there's been errors on my side that have caused me to take losses. I know in myself, last week I should have had at least 2 winning days. Um, and there's been things that haven't gone my way, like I got wicked out on news on Tuesday last week, and then a price went on to him a TP, similar to today, not news, but got wicked out, went on to him a TP. So it's just these fine margins that we're dealing with now. But this is what trading will teach you. It'll teach you how strong you are mentally. It'll teach you, and for those that know about trading, it's not just the money that's involved. It will teach you a lot about where you are as a person, and it'll take you on a journey of pure self improvement. So yeah, I'm just trying to learn everything I can from these mistakes, trying to look at them as positively I can be doing, because it's tough, when you take back to back to back losses, and losing streaks like this happen, which they can do, but it's how you perform up here, I think, and how you learn from each loss. Now, the trade I took today, I'm happy with it, as I have been the past week and a half. I haven't been unhappy with trades that I'm taking. It's just these fine details now and getting things right. Because I can pass the accounts, I can get a payout, but it's just being consistent with the payouts now and building these accounts. And I think I put a bit of pressure in my head, a bit mentally, if I'm being completely honest. And this is what this is about. It's being honest, about trying to open up and trying to recognize where I'm going wrong. And I think mentally playing a part is the fact that we are on this losing streak, and maybe need to get a win just to change that momentum and get the accounts back up and running. But with that being said, I'm going to leave a screenshot now just so you can see the accounts. We'll get this done nice and early. So as you can see, one of the accounts is pretty close to its max drawdown. So basically, if I do trade tomorrow, then it's most likely going to get stopped out unless my entry is very good, and price runs smoothly in my direction, which can happen. It's happened before, and that's the aim. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the lead accounts to one of the other accounts, just trade as normal. And if that account does happen to go, then it is what it is, and we'll have to move on with it. But for now, we're not out of the game on that account. We've still got two other accounts with quite a bit of room to work with, so it's not time to go completely negative and abandon the strategy, because the trades I'm taking are going in the way I'm wanting them to go. They're playing out. It's just either my take profit or my stop loss just needs to be adjusted slightly. But anyway, enough being said, let's move on to today's session. So what did I see coming into pre-market today? Now, obviously, we're bearish at the moment overall. The higher time frame is suggesting that we are bearish, right? But for me, what I wanted to see, because we'd had quite a big move down, we'd obviously respected this range, we had another big move down. There wasn't many areas for price to move other than take this low out here. There wasn't anything below that. So where I wanted price to draw to was this 4-hour fair value gap, which obviously one of my targets, and it was my actual take profit on the day. I wanted that to get hit. So there we go. That's what my take profit was, and that's where I thought price would draw to today. So although the higher time frame was suggesting that we were bullish, I was predominantly looking for those longs. Now obviously we broke structure on the 1 hour, broken above this high, so we had made that move up pre-market, And to me, I just needed to see some liquidity swept on the lower time frame and then a move up. And of course, if we had moved lower and showed signs of that, I wouldn't have taken a long. It wasn't just like I was taking longs and that was it today. I was open to what the market was showing me. So, if the market opens, in fact, let's just go down to the 5 minute real quick. So, for example, if the market had maybe done something like this, where are we? Yeah, if we'd have moved up, sweat these areas, and then broke structure, and then respected a key level, and then broke structure out of that, your draws on liquidity would be down here, maybe London lows or somewhere down here, if we had that. But for me, what we ended up doing is obviously we moved up and then respected that bullish order flow, and then from there my key levels being this 4 hour gap here, it makes sense to me. So that 4 hour gap is what we wanted to take. Now, before we go into more of what I talk, we had CPI today. So CPI came out at 1:30 UK time. We created this high here, and it was equal highs to where London highs were. So that's where my draw on liquidity was in terms of that. But when we opened, we did move above that. So obviously we came down, we swept these areas out here. So on the 5 minute, we swept these 5 minute lows out just here. Swept those out, respected this area, so this 5 minute gap, and it was also a 15-minute gap as well. Bear with me. There we go. So we respected this range, and then we moved off of that. We broke structure to the upside. And also just to show you that we had that 15-minute gap as well. It was just in there as well. So we respected this range. We then moved up. We broke structure on the 15-minute also. So to me, that was saying that we were bullish. Sorry, respected that confluence there. We then moved up onto that, and then what I want to see is, like I said, that swing trade. Not swing trade. What am I about? That trade where it just goes, makes that move up, respects a bullish confluence, and then has that 1 minute breaker structure or inverse fair value gap out of that level, and then I can target those 4 hour highs that we've got marked out here, which was the entry of that 4 hour fair value gap and was my target coming into the session. So when we broke structure to the upside, I then wanted to see some retracement. Now, we didn't have a 5 minute gap. We did have a 3 minute gap, which we did inverse, and I did notice at the time. But the reason why I was happy to take the trader talk is because we were still massively in this range here. So this 1 minute gap that we had marked out, we were still sitting very comfortably within that, and also we was in equilibrium, this range as well. What's going on there? So that low to that high up there. Just going to extend that. There we go. So you can see we moved down into this range, and then what did we do? Now, there's two things that I looked out for at this point, because there was two reasons why I took this trade. Obviously, the first one was respecting that range. We were in equilibrium. And then the first thing is we broke structure on NQ. The second thing is over on ES, we inversed, must be over here. Yeah, we inversed this gap. Now, I was looking back at it, I probably should have taken a trade on ES today, but my trade would have been all the way up here. So you would have had your trade there, which is fine for your entry, but my targets probably then would have been here, which obviously in the end wouldn't have hit anyway. Anyway, with that being said, that wasn't the trade I took. But what confluence I did look out for was this 1 minute gap here. So this 1 minute bearish gap that we formed, I'll just mark it out quickly for you, there to there. We moved up, we disrespected that range, and then I did think price would just flush higher. Now, I was going to, again, manage this quite tightly. So here we go. So as soon as we moved through that range and we closed above this range, I was going to move my stops to break even, because I think at that point I would have wanted price to flush through that range and just go and hit that take profit quite smoothly. I was quite confident that was going to happen. We had Asia high, not Asia high. We had this recently formed high here, and then just above it Asia high that hadn't been swept just over to the left, and then of course we had that 4-hour gap that was targeting anyway. So there was quite a built-up area of liquidity that I thought price would draw towards, but we obviously entered. Price moved lower, and we ended up creating this SMT. So my lesson for today here probably is either enter on ES when we broke structure, or be slightly more patient. We could have entered off this SMT here, where this low didn't sweep out this low here, but over on NQ, as you can see, that low did get taken out just here. So, and then off that, obviously we made that move up, and we could have entered there. Obviously we didn't, and we got stopped out. Now, it's easy to say, I should have won today. Me being like sensible head on in terms of like, oh, I could have won, should have won, whatever. I probably would have made my stops to break even. So realistically speaking, today probably would have been a break even day, which again is frustrating because we would have broken structure here. We would have just been wicked out at break even, and then it would have ran smoothly up to my take profit. So I probably would have been sat here venting a little bit, just been out a bit of frustration, things not going my way. But with that being said, I would have obviously preferred a break even day to losing $580 across 3 accounts or whatever it was. So, but you know what, it is what it is. There's no time to sit and dwell about it. The market, and the more you do this, the more it'll teach you the market owes you fuck all, like it genuinely does. So me sitting here and saying, oh, the market did this to me, the market, has been against me. It hasn't. It hasn't. This is just a market with endless possibilities, and you'll learn that the more you're in it. It can be a brutal place. And I could have taken another trade today, like the other day I took 2 trades. It went against me. I ended up losing more than I planned to. Could have taken a trade today and I could have won, but I decided not to today. I just decided to, even though I was annoyed at the time, I just knew that trading out of emotion wouldn't have benefited me, and I would have just been entering because I'd taken a loss, and that's not the right thing to do. So I'm happy with myself for that. And with every loss I take, I'm hoping that I'm taking a lesson on board, and in the long run, it will benefit me. This isn't a rush for me. It will be nice to get a payout or 2 or 3 from these accounts, but I'm not rushing them. If it takes another month, it takes another month. If it takes 2 months, it takes 2. If it takes 5 months, that's the way it is. But I'm trying to build this for the long term, not the short, and I'm going to keep at it. That's as simple as that. Nothing in life comes easy, so I don't want it easy. And that's how we're going to leave today. It's going to be short and sweet, hopefully. I don't know how long this video is going to be, probably around 12 minutes or something like that. But if you did like, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Hopefully we will be able to break this streak and keep the 3 accounts. That's the goal for tomorrow, so let's see what we can do. I'll catch you in the next one. See you in a bit.